Good morning, everyone. This is Melody Reels at the Iowa Quilt Museum here in Winterset, Iowa. Good morning. It's a Thursday morning, 9 a.m. live video. If you didn't know, I come here once a week and I feature one or two of the quilts in our exhibit. And so we're going to do that. I want to real quick, this weekend, I will be at the Herbert Hoover Presidential Library. This weekend, they invited, I guess they did a huge renovation, which I'm really excited to see. I have made many visits down or over to the Herbert Hoover Presidential Library, and so I'm excited to see the changes. But they had closed down, they're reopening, and they invited a bunch of small museums throughout the state of Iowa to come and set up a booth. So myself here at the Iowa Quilt Museum and over at the John Wayne Birthplace, they will also have a booth. That John Wayne Birthplace and Museum is here in Winterset as well. And so we'll both be over in West Branch, Iowa this weekend. So if you find yourself on 80 passing through this weekend, go it's literally right off of 80 in West Branch, the Herbert Hoover Presidential Library and Museum. It's worth the stop, and we will be there this Saturday. So we're excited to be a part of that, and we were excited to be invited. Hey everybody, it's August. It's our 10-year anniversary, and I haven't announced an anniversary birthday monthly giveaway for August yet. So let's do that now. We got a fabulous donation of these bags. This is a bag, and we got a few of them. But what I love about this bag is that the person that made it worked for Fons and Porter, which, if you didn't know, Fons and Porter was here in Winterset, Iowa. Anyway, she would make bags. She worked for Fons and Porter. She would make bags, and then they would photograph them, and they would be the samples in the Fons and Porter magazines back in the day. And this is made by Ann Welker, and what I love is her little name is right here. And this was one of my favorite bags. So that's and I haven't said this yet, but my birthday is this month, so this is one of my favorite bags in the month of August, and so this is what is going to be the anniversary giveaway. That you can email and sign up for, but it's empty. So let's put some things in it. We have these cute little quilting playing cards. Those are gonna go in there. We have more of these quilt folk. These are little darts, book darts. I don't think I can open it, it's tied up. But they're little book darts to put on the corners of your books to save pages. We have a Quilt Folk design book. It's gridded paper for you to help chart out your next quilting project. That's going to go in here. There's still room, so I'm going to throw in this jelly roll with this really sweet floral fabric. Can you see that? Here's the person that designed it from Moda. But I think there's room for one more thing in here, and I think this fabric with these sweet little flowers goes really well with this layered cake that has little puppy dogs on it, but there's cute little gingham and florals in here as well. And I think those two would pair well together. And I think that makes this bag complete. So if you would like to enter to win this bag and all the goodies I just put inside, email giftshop@iowaquiltmuseum.org. I have to spell it all out. giftshop@iowaquiltmuseum.org. Email, say that you'd like to be a part of the August giveaway. And we will get you signed up, and we will draw a winner at the end of the month. So that's that business. And lastly, before we get to the quilts, we're doing an online auction. So when we put this exhibit together, we reached out to the quilt artists and collectors and asked if they'd be willing to donate an item to an online auction to help support the Iowa Quilt Museum and celebrate our 10-year anniversary. And we had a pretty good response. So be sure to go to, if you go to our website, iowaquiltmuseum.org, on the front page, just scroll down just one section. On the front page, it talks about our motto, talks about this exhibit, and then it talks about the online auction, and it gives you a link to where you can go see your favorite artist or Julie Silber, Roderick Kirchhoff. They donated items and to be auctioned. and to raise money for the Iowa Quilt Museum. And so thank you to them for doing that. And thank you to those that will go on there and look for their favorite artists and bid on something, hopefully, and help raise money for our capital campaign. We did pay off our mortgage. That was exciting. So we did make enough money in our capital campaign to pay off our mortgage. We do have a couple of loans from COVID that we still would like to pay off. Once we get that overhead above us, once we get that overhead gone, then we could start being able to do maintenance on our building and, and just that kind of thing. So I was late this week in getting out that Name That Artist. So I just did a post last night real quick of the two people I'm going to feature today. And one of those ladies did donate an item to actually 2 bundles to the auction. And this is Barbara Yates Beasley. We had her here during Portraits and Pets. She had Walking the Girls Home, which was the one with the cows. That was a photograph, and then she made it into a quilt. And then she did one, I know it was the sheep, but I'm trying to remember what she called it. And those were fan favorites. Anyway, a visitor's favorites. She donated 2 bundles. It includes this book, and it has her work in here. So you can bid on, and this book with note cards of her work. Cute little puppy dog, a wolf, a lion, another lion. I think that's a tiger, cheetah, and a bee. So these are all in one bundle, and there's 2 sets of them. And you can go again to our website and check out that auction, that online auction. Okay, I'm going to turn you around. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, so I'm sorry if I'm a little more scattered than normal. So I wanted to start way out here because normally, since I've been here, there's only been a couple of times that we've actually had a quilt on this wall. So it's usually signage announcing, introducing you to the new exhibit. We did have quilts on this wall for cherry wood, but it also had the signs alongside it because, those quilts are only 20 by 20. But because we have so many quilts in this exhibit and larger scale quilts, we had to utilize every space we could. And so this is how you come in. And I think this is a great example of what the exhibit will bring you, because on the wall is a more traditional quilt, with the quilt blocks, and it's hand quilted, and I believe it's hand pieced. And then also on this sewing machine here, we have something that's more art. So, just to show you the variety of what this exhibit's, what you're going to see when you go into this exhibit. But I'm going to roll you forward. And if you did happen to see that post yesterday, and you did guess on who these quilt artists are, and if you did say Barbara Yates Beasley for the donkey down here, you would be right. And if you said Sujata Shah for the quilt on the wall, you would also be right. So let's start with Jack. I'm going to read about both of them, and then I'll take you off the stand and we'll take a closer look. So Jack is the donkey down here. And that is by Barbara Yates Beasley, and she's out of Boulder, Colorado. She completed this one in 2025, and it's a 16 by 20. She puts them on canvas. They're wrapped around canvas. Just that's how we're able to display it like it is. Commercial cotton, silk fabric, cotton thread, acrylic paint. Construction techniques, raw edged, fused fabric, collage, free motion quilted, mounted on canvas. In 2025, I spent a week with friends at the Quilted Steeple in Lone Rock, Iowa. A small herd of miniature donkeys was staying next door. We were distracted by going to feed them carrots and watched the new foals. It was a great opportunity to get photographs of my portraiture work. This is the Jack, appropriately named. Just a little bit about Barbara. She is out of Colorado. I'm going to read her she's got a website, barbarayatesbeasley.com, that you can go visit and see more of her work and check out her bio. Little highlights. She spent much of her time She spends as much as she can around animals with a camera in hand. When I get back to the studio, I study the expressions and body language I caught on the camera. With a particular animal jumps out at me and has something to say, I will listen and translate it to the viewer. So that's just the first paragraph of her bio. I will say that she is a great friend to the museum. She donated those 2 bundles for our online auction. And when we did have her quilts here for portraits and pets, she brought a group of ladies down to come see our exhibit and visit with us. And so we really love our friendship with Barbara, and we're thankful that she contributes something to this exhibit. And then on the wall is Sujata Shah, and if that name sounds familiar to you, she's a great friend of the museum as well, and to help with our capital campaign, she donated her time and taught an online Kwandi applique class, which was a hand stitching class. And so we appreciate our friendship with her as well, and we're thankful that she participated in this exhibit as well as do that online class. I will read really quick. She also has a website, SujataShahDesigns.com, and Shah is S-H-A-H. And I will post both of these websites once I get done with this live video. But Sujata is an award-winning quilter, designer, and author. She finds inspiration in rich handmade traditions of her home country, India, the quilts of Gee's Bend, India, and American utilitarian quilts and African textiles. She's drawn to imperfections and irregularities in the handmade craft. And you can read more about her bio on her website. And Sujata is out of Pleasanton, California. She's not sure when she completed this quilt, but it is a 45 by 40 cotton fabrics, machine pieced, hand quilted. Sunset honors my father, with whom I watched many sunsets from the balcony of our home. The design is a free-form take on the traditional birds in air block. So, all right, there we go. So Barbara Yates Beasley and Sunset by Sujata Shah. I'm going to take you off and we're going to take a closer look. We'll start with Jack. So I'll kind of come around the corner and you can see how she's got it mounted on canvas. The ones that she brought for portraits and pets, the quilt actually wrapped around the canvas at the time, and her signature is down here. But we'll take a close look here. And I know she paints on her quilts as well. So I feel like these clouds are not painted though. I think those are actually printed on the fabric. So we'll have to keep an eye out for. I love how she does a little star here and kind of with her quilting and kind of bursts out just like it would on a snout, right, of a donkey or a foal. I love the whiskers, how she really kind of paints with thread in her quilts as well as, painting. I don't see the acrylic paints in this one. Just got some batik fabric down here. Super cute. His nose, I want to touch his nose. It looks really velvety and soft. I wonder what she used for that. Maybe she painted his eyes. Very sweet. So that's Jack, Barbara Yates Beasley. And let's come over here and take a look at Sujata Shah's. We'll just kind of frame it in here for you. And then you can see her hand quilting in here. I love her choice of colors to represent the sunset. And what a lovely and beautiful tribute to her dad and her time spent with him. I really appreciate that. I have my parents living with me right now. And my dad gets up in the morning and sits on the front porch, and we'll go out and sit with him and just enjoy our time with him. And it's really special. I like her choice of quilting in these solid blocks here to kind of continue that, to mimic the design she did in the blocks. Just for funsies, let's check a look at the back. And you can see some of that quilting back here. And there's her label. All right. I kind of felt like I should do a third one today, but I will not do a third one today. I think we are pretty good on time. I'm just so nervous that we're going to get everybody in with 34 quilts. Plus, I want to go upstairs and show you Velma's quilt. This exhibit, I don't know if you remember, I think it was with Iowa Quilts. And is that the only one I've done? Yeah. Robert Van Scoy here from Winterset, Iowa. His wife, Velma, was an expert hand quilter. She actually took the very first class alongside Marianne Fons and Liz Porter here in Winterset back a long time ago. And last year we had 3 of her quilts up in the mezzanine, and this year we have just one. So that's 35 quilts. I want to make sure I get to everybody. So I might do 3 next week. I hope that's okay. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I will post the website for Barbara Yates Beasley and Sujata Shah, so you can go visit their website, see more of their work. I know that Sujata teaches classes. I believe Barbara does as well. You could check those out. Oh, I was going to say, Sujata's been to the museum as well. She taught a class. She's all the way out in California, and she taught a class at the Des Moines Area Quilt Guild, and they were nice enough to bring her over, and I got to meet her, and then we ended up working it together this spring. So, and if you want to do the online auction, just go to our website, iowaquiltmuseum.org, and it'll be on the front page there, on the home page, and it'll take you to a link, and you can go see the items that are for auction. I have them listed alphabetically, I think by first name. So you can scroll through and look for your favorite quilt artist. And if you want to sign up for the giveaway, the bag full of goodies, email giftshop@iowaquiltmuseum.org. All right, thank you everybody for watching now or later. I appreciate it. I really am so appreciative of everybody that continues to show up each week. Thank you so much. And if you're close to I-80 in eastern Iowa, just in West Branch, just detour down, and they're having a big celebration this weekend, and I will be there as well as the John Wayne Museum and other little museums as well. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching.